Hello, welcome to Slamfire Radio. This is episode 457 for May 26, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Adriel.
I'm another host, Kyle.
I'm another host, Mo.
And it's me. I'm Kelly.
It's me. It's a me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
Well, we've got a special episode for everyone today. Kind of special. Kind of special. Yeah.
Sure. In a special way.
In a special way, and you'll find out about what's so special for the main topic, which will happen in about an hour or so. Before we get into that, we'll get into what we did in guns. What we did in guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Centre, Canada's premier firearms retailer. Right now, they have a used FS 2000, the spacey, submarine-y looking thing. That's a rifle, bullpup. They've got one. It's restricted, which it means it's the proper length. It's $5,000. It comes with a free case, though. So you get it back in the extra.
In the case?
Yeah. Well, I mean, these things are pretty cool, and there's really not that many of them in Canada. So if you really, really, really want a very cool bullpup, sharky, spacey kind of a thing, they got one.
Awesome. Go over and say hi to them.
Yeah.
Seriously, go over and say hi to them.
Why not?
All right.
Yeah.
I'll start.
Okay.
I got a couple of guns on the rack. I'll show them next week. We're on YouTube today, so I can't handle the guns, but there's a couple more over there that I picked up.
I love the new lighting, by the way.
I got some new lighting going on
That
in
looks
here.
so cool.
Yeah, it's got the red blue rave in the background there. Yeah, that's what I like is the rave and going to the club and clubbing and that kind of thing. So that's why I like the lights there. No, I just thought it was neat. I put in actually a whole bunch of other lights. I've got a red light outside my door now, so when the door's closed and the red light's on, kids don't come in. That's the daddy's recording light, which
Or
I got all these switches. Might as well use them, right?
Mommy, why is Daddy's light on like 12 hours today?
Also
turn the
known as
red light
leave
on.
Me alone light.
Yeah.
He's in there napping. He's got a cot and everything.
I put a bunch of new lighting in, and it's neat. Yeah, it's very neat. I ordered a Lynx 180 lower from Spectre Ballistics. Figured I would get the Gucci thing going. I got the Magpul Zhukov stock version, but there's no Magpul Zhukov stocks right now, so I might that might be like a little bit of a longer term project. And then I think last week I was showing these shotguns, over unders, and side by sides that Inter Surplus had.
Yeah.
And
did you
too much?
So what you got? Because you were talking about what did you get? Like, did you get the
Well,
side
I
by side
kind of
over
wanted
under,
the
or did you
FEG
get both?
because it had ejectors on it, but I primarily I wanted to do a review so I can like show people about one of these guns. I was looking up like reviews on the Baikal, and there's just none. There's just like, and the ones that are out there just aren't that good. So I thought, okay, well, I know there's a ton of them out there. I know they're like super inexpensive. There's a ton of them out there, so I bought the Baikal just because it's not real well reviewed. There's no disassembly. There's no like how do you oil this thing and keep it maintained or any of that kind of stuff. So I got one of them. I got the older model because I'm like crossing my fingers and hoping that it's US made in the USSR and not in Russia. That would be neat. More USSR guns for the rack there. And then I hit the range. So at the range, I took out the Norinco CF98, that rotating barrel Chinese pistol. Ran great and completely reliable. My boy really liked it. So it's got like a really small grip on it. And he liked it. He really liked it.
Now I have to ask, was this Chaz?
No, this is at Sherwood Park. Chaz is still just one bay right now. Yep. That should be fixed sooner or later here. They did bump the Battle of Alberta date. I don't know when the new one is. I think it's going to be in September sometime.
Oh,
but
they are doing it. There you go.
It opened up. Now I've got that weekend. So instead, that weekend, I'm going to help at the Sherwood Park National Range Day, which is going to be on June 4th. So I'll help do, I don't know, I'm going to do pistols or something like that out there. And then I think I'm gonna put a patio door in on the Sunday. So I got a weekend to do some stuff, which is gonna be kind of
Cool.
nice.
It's-
That's awesome.
Yeah, the CF98, the sights on it are terrible. I might, you know what I should do?
What?
Drill that front sight for a fiber optic rod. Because who cares? It's a $250 gun. It's got crappy little like dots on it that suck. I'm just gonna drill it for fiber rod.
There you
Get
go.
like a drill bit. I wonder if I could
Yeah.
find a drill bit that's close enough to whatever. What is it? 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, whatever the millimeter of.
You
Yeah,
have to
that's what I'm
special
gonna
order
do.
it, but you should be
Nah,
able to.
I'm just gonna get close enough and just burn it. It'll
Yeah.
crimp down on itself. It'll be fine. That will solve that problem because that gun was fine. The reliability on it was fine. I actually got a couple of trigger freezes with it. I shot my shadow and then I picked it up and I started shooting it and it was like, how come it's not shooting? Oh yeah, I got to take my finger right off that trigger. Got a lot of travel out.
Reset is a thing.
Yeah, it was embarrassing on video, right? You're like, what? Oh yeah. I racked a full round out. I'm like, why is that? Oh yeah, I didn't let my finger off. But yeah, really cool gun, and yeah, my boy really liked shooting it.
Cool.
The Maverick in 308 still piercing primers, so I had it in a 6.5 barrel, and I had piercing primers, and it's like this. It's a firing pin. Okay, I'm gonna knock the firing pin back a bit. That's the only thing that I can think of why I would be getting them with both barrels. So I'll do that. But other than that, ran great, and it's very fun to shoot, like semi-auto 308. Oh yeah. Savage A22. I had some mag issues with this thing. Normally it's been pretty good for me, but the 10 round mag would not rotate sometimes, and it wouldn't like put a shell up. And then the 20, my kid jacked up the 25 round mag twice really bad because like you can pull the side lever to like give yourself some room to put rounds in. If you pull it too much and you throw a loose round in there and it doesn't go exactly where it's supposed to go, game over. It's just totally game over. So maybe when I'm done my talking, I'll mute and I'll like try to fix it. But yeah, both of them gave me issues. So I signed up my boy for the a 3-gun match on the weekend after the National Range Day. So me and him are gonna shoot that one. And I was gonna put him on the A22 because it's got 25 round mags, and I thought my thinking was it would be reliable, but not so much. They sell drill bits for the Dremel that go down to 1/32 or 0.8 millimeters. Ooh, that might be close enough. Yeah.
Yep.
Just hog it out a bit. Yeah. Get some
Thanks,
people
Richard.
cringing hearing about that. So instead, I'm going to get them to run the Grey Birch, and I've got the mag adapters for the 597 mags. I got a couple of those. That'll do it for 3-gun, and they're reliable enough to run. So he'll just run that. And then the Savage Stevens 320. So I changed the barrel on it, polished up the cam pin track on it. Still a bugger to extract shells. So both barrels are giving me that issue. I don't know if it's a polishing thing or if it's an issue with the yeah, I don't know. All I know is that it's frustrating.
It's not working. Okay.
Yeah, not working really well. And then actually, so my range visit was at Sherwood Park, and when I first showed up, I saw another buddy of mine who's a shooter and a listener, and he was shooting his CZ Tac Sport. He's like, "You want to try it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Like, I've got a
The
shadow,
answer
but
is
of
yes.
course I want it.
Okay.
He's got the brass palm swell grips on it, and like fully pimped out, and it's so nice.
Yeah.
The trigger is better. The thing that I really liked on it I wouldn't say is like I don't know why they did this, but on the Shadow 2, it's got like the rear sight is kind of like truncated up and then flat.
Yep.
On the Tac Sport, it's just flat, and I'm like, oh baby, yes. This like why isn't the Shadow 2 like this? Just a plain flat. I know there must be like some Czech science reasons why they went with that weird rear sight, but just that nice big blocky flat back. It was easy. I was shooting a little 4-inch plate at 25 and just 3 to 4 shots with it. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
Such a yeah.
So,
I don't care about it enough to change, but
okay. I was gonna
it
ask.
did make me think, nah, nope, that's too close. What I've got right now is too close, and I'd have to buy the mags for it because the mags are a little bit different. I've got like 10 CZ75 mags. Those mags are like $35. I don't know what the Taxport ones cost, but can't imagine they're that. But
yeah,
it was a good range trip. Really good range trip, actually. Really nice,
Awesome.
quick. Got everything done I wanted to get done. Had some fun. Yeah, it was good.
Hmm.
And then I had a beer with my neighbor and listener of the show. We talked. We talked about gun stuff and that kind of thing. Really great guy. I'm really happy that he's one of my neighbors because yeah, if I need to head to the range, I can like text him and hey, you want to go or something like that. It's nice being able to like because if you're going to drive an hour to the range, it's nice to have someone else and to go with you and save on gas and all that kind of stuff. And
For sure.
Yep.
another person in the neighborhood who's into guns, and maybe I can we can do some buying and selling and all that kind of stuff, and doesn't have to go that far. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd still charge shipping a beer.
Oh, he had me. He gave me one of his beers too, and I'm like, oh man, if I had this guy over at my place, I'd be like feeding him like the cheapest, crappiest beer. That's what I have. I gotta get some guest beer. I gotta get some nice guest beer at my place, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like
Yes.
some fancy IPA of something. They're like, I don't really care about drinking this, but guest beer. That's guest beer.
Yes.
So now you need a mini fridge in the gun room so that you can put the guest beer in it.
Well, it's cold enough in here that I probably don't even need it. So
Uh-oh. He's frozen.
Uh-oh.
it's
Yeah.
16.4. Am I?
Yeah.
Am I frozen?
Yeah.
Oh, but you can hear me.
We can now.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Yeah, it says connection is unstable.
Like everything else in my life. Oh, I said that aloud. Oh,
Yeah. Outside voice for sure.
Am I still here? Can
You're
see me
still
now?
here, but you're a little pixelated. But that's okay. You'll catch up.
Okay, well, you don't need to see my face for this part anyways. I have a doubleheader Maple Seed coming up this weekend,
Yep.
Drumheller and Tabor. So I have set up my van camper again for the season, cleaned it all out, vacuumed it, did all the stuff, and I'll just flip to this side just so that people can see other people in case I freeze up. But that was really good. I've got all my targets and whatnot sorted from Kelly, and did my little baggies thing for the attendees, so they can, little gift bags, little what do you call
Loot
those?
bags?
That's gift bags, right?
Goodie bags.
Goodie bags.
Yep.
Yeah.
Swag
yeah.
bags.
Yeah,
Goodie bags.
swag and all this. Well, because the Drumheller one, I'm going to be soloing. I don't have any IATs or anything like that there to help me, so I need to save time where I can. So bagging, that kind of thing, will make it easier for me to hand stuff out, and should be good. It'll be a lot of driving and a lot of long days. I think I'm going to be 16 an hour plus days for both of those days.
Wow.
That's fun though. That's fun. Talk about National Range Day. Yeah, signed up for the 3-gun match that I'm going to be attending is at Sherwood Park. They're running like a first. I don't think they've run a 3-gun match before, so this is kind of like a tester or something like that.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah,
I
love how they're. I was going to say
adding more and more stuff.
Adding
and
more?
more events.
I was going to say picking up the slack now that Chaz is not open, but they're not really. They're sharing the well. Is that more appropriate?
I'm happy that they have a match there because
Yeah.
I haven't shot 3-gun yet this year, and it's already warm out.
May.
Normally I shoot in in the freezing cold and the
Yeah.
not so much this year. So I'm happy to get out and try some equipment and have a good time with some other guys who like shooting. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
With those events added to my schedule, I will be at the range every weekend from May 21st to July 16th, continuous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't. I wonder if I'll stay married when my wife lights up the family calendar to June, and she's like,
What do you mean?
They're all like this? Yeah, it's I'll have lots to talk about on the show. Yeah,
That's true.
Perfect.
That is true.
Yeah. But that is about it for me. What about you, Kelly?
So I have been busy this past weekend. I had a doubleheader at the Woodview. So Woodview, Johnson Ranch. It's interchangeable, anyways. The Saturday, it was stinking hot. This is at. Oh, just hold on a second. Everybody see my background? That is our canopies, or what was left of our canopies after the storm came through. So it was really warm. It was 30 degrees plus humidex and sunny. And then we had, hey, Adriel, do you remember what it was called? I originally thought we had
Derecho?
Derecho, right?
Derecho? Yeah.
Yeah. So the winds were actually packed. They were 120 kilometers an hour. It sounded like a whole bunch of trains coming all at once. It was a weird sound. And yeah, you also see where all the trucks are parked as well. Not really sure if you see the porta potty right beside the trucks. Now the wind was this, that there was nobody in the porta potty at the time that the storm came through, because it went like it literally was not raining, and then it was crazy. So we had to suspend our maple seed on Saturday at 2 p.m. And the reason obviously is because it was just devastating. There was no power, there was no trees. Barns were flattened. Electricity poles were snapped in half. And obviously maple seed, we had to stop a little bit because it was a little windy. We didn't go through ballistic windage at that point.
I said fire, damn it.
Anyways,
man, my target is 200 meters that way.
The weird thing is,
make it happen.
The target stands, they were fine. Everything was still up.
Oh,
what
nice.
Did you use for target stands? Bunkers?
No, the chloroplast and the electrical post, fence post, and just decoy line. They were all standing up. It was perfect. It was so weird. Anyways, so the participants, they were fantastic. They hustled and got everything. I saw it coming and I said, everybody go and get your rifle cases from your cars and case your rifles now. And Max Schnell kind of, right? Make it happen now. Anyways, so they packed their rifles up, and then literally as they did that, it just happened. Everybody was holding on to everything for dear life. And they also stayed afterwards to help clean up. And yeah, it was pretty. I've never been in anything like it, and I probably won't again. The last one happened in 1990, which is like 30 years ago. So it was weird. It was just weird. Noise was horrendous as well. But everybody had a great.
Did it rain, or was it just pure wind?
No, it rained. And when I mean rained, and we didn't get it, so which was great. But there was Toonie-sized hail that also accompanied it. But in where we were, it didn't hail. We were expecting it. So everybody was sent home. They've been offered spots in maple seed events again. So obviously they weren't able to complete the maple seed. So I sent them an email and said, you can sign up for all complimentary pass to any maple seed in Ontario. And it was kind of like dodging power lines, down trees to get home. The next day we had another maple seed the next day, and then staff that were coming to it, I kept getting texts and emails saying road closure. And they did make it eventually. And the landowner, he had a generator, so he brought us coffee in the morning. He actually fed us on Saturday night as well. He invited us. It was his birthday, and he invited us to join. And we had a huge barbecue and everything. It was great, which was fantastic because normally we go out afterwards and have a debriefing with all the staff, but everything was closed because there was no power and there was no gas, by the way. So he he gave me gas that he had for the generator and put it into the Maple Seed mobile because I pulled the trailer and I get half the mileage once I pull that big trailer. So it was quite the event. The next day was fantastic. We had all the participants show up and on time. It was weird again because all the rerouting and road closures, but it rained the whole entire day.
Ouch.
So, but we had a really, really good time. It was great to see everybody. And yeah, and we had a story to talk about. Saturday was the story to talk about. Normally we bring the rain and tornadoes. We had one attendee. He had been to, this is his fourth event. It literally downpoured, and he's been to 2 that has had tornadoes. So this is something that's new. I don't know. We bring the weird weather, I guess. You can blame me. Ontario can blame me. We'll see.
I don't get the weird weather. Like when I was supposed to get the cold weather, I got nice weather, and I haven't had to call one because of weather. I guess you have. Multiple? Is this your first one you had to call because of weather?
This is
2.
the second one in 5 years. Yeah. When we had the tornadoes, plural, last year,
You're out of Maple Seed that day too, I guess, eh?
yeah. Anyways, when we had the tornadoes last year, we waited it out. So we did. And didn't call it. Anyways, so that being said, the other thing is also we have She Shoots podcast that's going to be happening on the second Tuesday of June. Let me just pull that up. I can't even remember the date on that. That's going to be on the 12th. Is it the 12th? What's the next set? Nope. Anyways, Adriel, what's the next
4th?
Tuesday?
Oh, the next Tuesday.
Yeah, it's the 14th. 14th of June. We're going to be talking Cowboy Action. Go and talk about that. We had a couple of meetings about that and our guests. We got a bio, and we're going to do the announcement about who it is. And I didn't get a skeet shooting. I had some personal stuff going on in my life yesterday, so it did not happen the day before. What day is today? Today's Tuesday. No,
Why do you
Thursday.
shoot skeet when the
Thursday.
wind's pushing it sideways anyways, and it's 100-kilometer-hour wind with rain and everything?
No,
all
that
your
wasn't
power is
happening
out.
at that time.
It wasn't tornadoing then. There was a break in tornadoes and decheros and all this other kind of wild stuff. In between. Yeah.
Well, the weird thing is when you do go and shoot skeet, I have been in some weird wind like swirls, and you just see the clay up, down, deep sideways, and then it actually goes on its side, and it's interesting. One of the things that I did want to talk about, Kelly and I usually shoot together on Wednesday, and because I wasn't there, she was shooting with her husband, Kyle, and another Maple Seed instructor, as well as the guys. And she had a really fantastic evening. She beat the guys. It was awesome. Normally we do our own thing and that, but she was super excited. She texted me right afterwards and said, "I'm so excited." So congratulations to Kelly. Oh yeah, one more thing.
Does that mean you're holding her back then?
I said, yeah, next week when we shoot, you can beat me then. And she goes, I don't know. But yeah, she's an amazing shooter. Anyways, one last thing I forgot to mention. I kind of held it back last week. I knew it was coming up. So yeah, the CCFR nominations for Director for Ontario got released, and guess who's up for an election?
You.
That right, Mo? Yeah, I am. So I've been nominated for one. There's one position available, so I've been nominated. That's it.
We wish you luck.
Well, thank you. So if you're from Ontario,
I'm not voting for you.
Well, you're not from Ontario. Nobody here is from Ontario.
I feel like you have enough to do. I'm not going to vote for you either.
Wow.
Nothing but love and support here, Kelly.
Thanks.
Wow.
Yeah, really love that. Anyways. Okay. So if you are from Ontario and you're in member in good standing, that means you have a membership and it was before March 1st, then you'll get a unit code. Go and vote. It's Greg Weiss and myself that are the candidates, and read through the bios and then vote. That's about it. I think that's everything that I've done. I don't remember. Oh, and I also have a new light, but I can't see anything because I'm blinded by it. So thanks, Adriel, for sending that.
Blinded by the light.
Right?
Thank the listeners.
Thank you, listeners. Okay, Mo, it's your turn now.
I didn't do much, so it's not going to be as long as your 2 segments. Surprisingly, I went to another IPSC match. And it was at Saint Jacques Le Mineur, which is Saint Jacques the Minor. It was the first time there. They only do 1 match a year, and I guess last year they didn't do it because of the vids. And it's nice because it's about only an hour away, so one of the closest ones I go to. It was a morning shoot, so it wasn't super hot yet, so that helped. But it didn't help my shooting because I probably did the worst that I've done since I started off in IPSC. So it's just a bad day, but in terms of shooting. But I mean, I had fun and it was a good group of people. I stuck around to help patch the afternoon squad, so I was there quite a bit of time.
How do you
There was
know
just
that you didn't do as well? Like when you measure your performance, are you checking like what portion of
uh,
the results? Like, are you mid
I look
patches?
at I had a lot of misses. I had a couple of no shoots. I do look at the percentage versus like the top guy in production, which I know it matters who's there. But
Mhm.
I knew even without seeing the scores, I knew I didn't do well. Like I didn't feel good about it.
Why
So
didn't you feel good about it?
because of the misses.
Okay, so
And
what was going on with
I,
misses?
there were a lot of tough shots, but I just wasn't accurate. I don't know if I was rushing or not seeing the targets well, but yeah, there were just too many misses. So means no points.
Well,
and
yeah. But how do we learn from it? What do we learn? How do we actually move forward from it? And
So we're trying to get you. We're not trying to
I've
beat
been
you up, folks.
no. I know. No, I've been working. I've been working. Uh, for that match, it was the first time I went in. Like I didn't do a whole week of not dry firing at all. So I don't know if that hurt me. So that way did. So this week I did dry fire every day, not long sessions, like 20 minutes in the mornings. Um, so maybe that was it. But
Did you drink water?
well,
yeah,
yes, I did. I did. I
okay.
actually, while I was driving there, I guzzled a liter of water, which I never do. I was like drowning in water by the time I even got to the match. So I think that helped because I wasn't feeling dehydrated while I was there. And I drank water while I was there as well. But it was like, it started off in the low 20s and I think it hit 30 in the like close to 30, close to the end, like mid afternoon.
Ugh.
But while I was shooting,
Nice.
it was okay. Right.
Yeah.
So that part was good. So definitely the water helped, not the shooting, but the hydration. Um, so yeah, I wasn't upset. I wasn't mad about it. I knew I hadn't done well. So
Okay.
I didn't when the stages were done, I didn't feel great about him. So
Your
um,
percentage is it? Because I think like I'm pretty rough on myself, and sometimes I say like, oh man, I didn't really do that well that time. But I'm like, overall, it's still improvement, right? Like, are you still doing better than like this time last year in terms of
no,
percentage
I
of
feel like
fire?
this match was closer to results for when I started off. So
Whew.
no, it wasn't getting no, it was not it was just a bad one.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna call it a throwaway. So
mulligan
um,
match.
yeah, and I'm going this weekend will be the CTM, the local range is having their last indoor one. They run a pretty long indoor season, like they do, I guess 8 matches over the 12 months, right? Um, so I'm going to help build tomorrow and then shoot on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to getting last week's match out of my system. Um,
You gonna dry
I
fire?
Yeah, so I have been dry firing this week, so hopefully that will help. Like my reloads are always good, and I have a pretty good quick draw. Like I'm not bragging or anything. I know it's a pretty good draw. Like because I watch other people,
Hmm.
but I mean that only gives me what a few milliseconds advantage on anybody, right? So
Hmm.
it's the accuracy and the time I spend in between arrays that where my time adds up, right? because you just see other people, how quickly they move between one array to a next. So that's something I have to get much
Like
better at.
foot speeds or like target transition.
Foot speed, and then just like being ready to shoot. Like they're already engaging the target as they're stepping into it, right? So I know that takes time to develop. Like you don't just get that, right? So because I was listening to a podcast from the US, I forget the name of it. It's like one of the Hit Factor ones. And they were talking about how like it takes 3 or 4 years of really shooting to start to get good at it, right? And these are guys that are probably in their like 30s and stuff, not somebody who's in their late 40s. But it does take time to get better at that stuff. As impatient as I can be, I know it takes time, right?
Well, and training that specific thing too, your entry and exit, not like just setting up 2 boxes with a target in front of it. Shoot and work on getting your exit as fast as you can, like as soon as you pull off that second shot, and then getting into the next box with your gun up, ready to
engage, right? Like so you see the difference with the guys that are or ladies that are good that can do that versus someone who's completely planting their feet, bringing their arms up and getting on target and then shooting, right? So obviously that's all time. And really that's it for me. Like I said, I'm going tomorrow and Saturday for the last indoor one. I'm doing a level 3 in Waterloo, Ontario in 2 weeks. So that's the first, I guess it's before the big L3 before the Ontario provincials. They posted their stages a couple of days ago. It's 14 stages. It looks fun. And from a quick look, there were no weekend only stages, so I'm very happy about that. There was only one strong hand only. And then the last thing was the Quebec provincials, which are at the beginning of September. They usually do around that time every year, and it's at the Valcartier military base. They were going to do 12 stages like they did the year before, but they announced this week that they're going to do 16 stages. So they must be using another range there on the property, on the grounds to add 4 more stages, which is really cool.
It's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes.
No, it's actually more of a statement. Do you like Strong Hand Weekend?
Strong hand, I'm okay with. Weekend, no. My like arm shake, so obviously I don't shoot it enough or practice enough.
What does that mean?
Means that I'm not practicing with my weekend, right? Is that a good answer? Is that a good answer?
Yes. So when you get to the provincials.
Oh, I know. If there is going to be, because last year in Ontario there was a weekend only that was like okay, I'm trying to remember, for like 5 or 6 plates at a pretty decent distance, and I definitely zeroed the stage because I was horrible, missing.
Okay, so that means you can make up so much more just with a little practice.
Yeah. And then that was also a stage that I had shot later in the day. It was probably like the 12th or 13th of the day, so it was very bad timing to already be tired and then doing a weekend only. So and those plates weren't going down. So
it's one area that I need to practice too, and I recognize that. And even though I don't really like it, I'm gonna have to do it, and then I will like it because I'll see the improvement too.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, we've stopped the therapy session halfway.
Have we? How much do I owe? Just standard 1-hour session. That's it for me. How about you, Kyle?
Well, I didn't really do a whole lot either. I ended up spending the weekend down at my parents' place down in the shoe swap. My dad needed a hand with some electrical work and whatnot, and as usual, some redneck stuff happened, especially around unloading a sandrail he had just bought, but it was a good time. I picked up not an over-under, sorry, just over here, lever action, Winchester Model 94, that I can't touch right now because we're live on YouTube.
But it is a beautiful rifle.
Yeah, it's good. I loaned it to my brother and got it back. So yeah, I gotta get it out at some point. Check it out. I'm actually thinking of refinishing it, Cerakoting the barrel and all the straps. And
No, you're not.
Truck bed
thinking
liner.
about it.
Are you
thinking about
seriously
it.
thinking about
But-
it?
I'm actually seriously thinking about it. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it
I'm
could.
gonna have
It's.
to fly out to Alberta and give you a cuff upside the head.
I figured there'd be a few people who would be upset when I mentioned that, but it's showing its age. It's definitely
Well,
showing its
just-
age. So
Just don't even refinish it. It's a beautiful rifle. Cerakote? Are you kidding me? You're kidding,
I'm not
right?
Cerakoting the wood, just the metal parts.
No, I know, but I'm still.
Krylon.
Yeah, good old fashioned rattle can. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Are you going to change it? No, you're not going to change it, are you?
What do you mean change it?
I change the look of it, the aesthetics.
Well, I'd like to freshen it up, but I'm not finalized on that. You might be able to berate me to not do that yet. So.
Okay, cool. Stay tuned after the show.
But quite honestly, it's all I got.
That's all you got.
Yep.
Next
Just-
week you can show everybody it's a beautiful rifle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you need any therapy on anything we can talk about?
I need lots of therapy, but no one here can provide the therapy I need.
All right.
You never
I-
know unless you try.
Right.
Fair enough.
I like that we were talking about therapy with Mo and his white walls there.
I have a couch
Just
beside me as
saying.
well, so I can go lay down if it helps.
Is it a black
Alright.
leather couch?
No,
Never
no.
mind.
No.
Upcoming events. Upcoming events are sponsored by Telos Alpha. Telos Alpha is a Canadian digital agency that works exclusively in the firearms vertical. If you're looking for a website or help with setting up some e-commerce things, head on over to telosalpha.com. Events. Maple Seed events. They're on mapleseed.rifleman.com. All open events are available on there, and they're pretty much all sold out. But there's a couple in there.
There's a
I
few
guess.
that aren't. There's a
Later
couple
in the
that
season.
yeah, later in the season, and you release some in Ontario today as well to the public.
Well, I didn't release them to the public. I emailed them just to the Maple Seed email
Oh, crap.
subscribers.
Oh yeah, so I let the cat out of
Yeah,
the bag.
Yeah, if you're in the know, you'll see that link coming through. I think one of those locations is going to be super desirable for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
should be on there
I expect it to sell out.
instantly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. TBCC. This is from a part of the country I don't know. So who
This
does
is Kyle. It's from Thunder Bay, but you get to pronounce it.
Okay,
I think
yeah.
he
Let me
spelled it phonetically.
on Sunday, June 26th, Thunder Bay Combat Club.
Oh, come
will be
on.
having
It's Thunder.
second IPSC match of the year at the Nolalu.
There you go.
As usual, we will be shooting 4 stages plus 1 classifier. The match fee is $20 paid in advance on practice score. So cheap. Such
I know,
a good
right?
value. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
$20 matches. The last 2 matches have sold out, so sign up ASAP to reserve your spot. This year, TBCC will be doing a points series, best 4 out of 6 matches count.
Nice.
And there will be prizes for the top shooters in each division and top overall. If you have any questions, head on over to thunderbaycombatclub.ca/IPSC or email ipsic@thunderbaycombatclub.ca. We have dates of more dates. So there's June 26th, and then they have July 24th, August 21st, September 25th, and October 23rd. They're all Sundays.
Right.
You should be
And
in
it's
church
part of that whole match
instead.
thing. You got to do a few of them. So he released the dates to us so that people can plan for them. Don't book any other times, right?
Mhm,
That makes
mhm.
sense.
Stuff. Good stuff.
Neat. Bonnyville is doing a lady shoot this weekend, May 28th. Registration's
Yeah.
at 9 a.m. and shooting's at 10. There's more information on Facebook or just roll in. It's Bonnyville. They'll take you. They'll give you a good time. Sherwood Park is having National Range Day June 4th. That's the SPFGA one. And there will also, I just saw one in Lloyd. Lloyd's doing one as well. I just saw it on Facebook before I came on here. So,
Yeah.
so that's coming out as well. Doug's asking about a maple seed in Medicine Hat. I got to still have to schedule one, but
Yeah.
later in the year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking to schedule one later in the year.
Yeah. Star's been harassing me too, Doug. So I said we'll be posting something
Does she
soon.
want to drive out to Tabor this weekend?
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe I got a spot. Maybe I got a spot at Tabor. If you'd like to do a ladies' day or something like that, email Kelly.
Yeah.
To email you about this. Yeah.
Sure. You can do the
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
Okay. sunfireradio@gmail.com.
Cool.
That'll get over to you, and she'll give you the goods on how to do a ladies' day. Let's get into the news.
All right. Let's
First
do it.
bit. Good news. That Dunmore. So like there was an Alberta range, southern Alberta range that was broken into. They had guns on site, and some thief came in and broke it and took some stuff. They must not have been very good at hiding their tracks because they already caught him.
Oh, so was it a guy really? Remember we were debating whether
Mhm.
it was a guy and a girl or a girl?
It was a
This
guy. It was a guy. Yeah.
Okay. And it wasn't really a range. Well, it was. It was a range, but it was also a
Mhm.
store. And it was like central storage and how well that works. So they caught him, eh? Was
They
he
caught him.
was he driving the white Firebird with no bumper, I wonder?
I'm not sure. Our thieves in Alberta are usually more crafty than that, but this is a small town thief. Maybe they're just like not up to standard with how well they could hide their tracks.
Yeah.
Anyways, they got that guy.
Cool.
Good.
This is just today. Trudeau was
Yeah.
promising some more gun control. Something happened in the U.S., so Trudeau's got to be like, well, we're gonna do the opposite of whatever they do over there, and so promising more gun control. It's probably going to be something that's a part of his platform that he said he was going to put in.
What
I don't
more
know
can he
what.
put in? He's already talked about handgun. He's already talked. Well,
That hasn't actually hit though. There's no provinces that have banned it. And then, so we've got the transfer thing going on. That was implemented. What else was promised? There was some other stuff, some red flag laws that, like, we already have red flag laws, but we're going to have more of them. And I don't know. There's some. Oh, there was the magazine thing too. Take your lever gun there and take a hacksaw to it and hacksaw it so it can never ever hold more than 5 rounds. I don't know. We really don't know what the heck that law is going to be.
So we had some comments, people commenting on the thread already. What do you think is going to happen?
No idea.
Yeah,
they're going to talk a lot, and it's going to take a really long time, and maybe they'll implement something, and I don't know. It's not going to do anything.
No.
No.
But if people really want to examine it, they'll know no, they don't. But that's Anyways, let's move on.
It's just feel good, right? Well, like U.S. news, but like they're talking about it in the U.S. They've had 2 like pretty big mass shootings just recently here, and people are like screaming for more gun control. And Biden's got like a whole bunch of like real weird, like completely random things that he's promised to do. Everything from assault weapons ban to only 1 gun per month. That's my favorite weird one. It's like, what? How are you gonna enforce this? This is the weirdest thing ever. But that's we should make a bingo for that one. We'll do Biden gun control bingo and see which one he's gonna actually, because like Trudeau's got a short list of things and he's picking through them, but Biden's got a big list of like completely.
Well, what do you think? Trudeau has a short list? Because we're much more regulated up here in licensing and all that. Like
and a lot of the things that are on his list are like, I don't know, more red flag laws. It's like, okay, well, I don't even know how. Like that's an easy one to implement, and I don't know. I think politicians like usually have a bit of legislation, as Canadian ones especially, put in a lot of legislation that's very small and easy to do, so they can say like, I completed 80% of my promises. One of my none of the big ones that like were hard, but all those little small easy ones were done.
You know, I'd really like. You know, I'd really like to do. I'd like to the laws that are already in place, enforce them. Not remove gun and violence restrictions for the offenders that are currently serving sentences, and telling them that it's okay that they can get out in less time. So anyways, so if they're serious about reducing gun crime / violence, then
well, this one interesting weird thing that happened with this US one is the cops did the same thing they did in Columbine. They sat outside for 45
Yeah.
minutes while this
He
guy
was shooting for 12 minutes
could have had
outside.
we could have had a fireman's axe and done this. Like the tool doesn't matter when you've got 45 minutes left alone to do whatever you want to in there. Doesn't matter if it's an AR-15 or a bow and arrow. It really made no difference.
Or a van. Anyways,
Or what?
a white van.
Or a white van. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the white van.
People are
Yeah.
shitty people are shitty people, and people
Yeah.
just saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, what laws do you make to stop that?
Kelly said there's-
everything that's been proposed has would have done nothing. Like the
for sure.
O'Rourke is the guy in Texas, and he was saying like 4 things we need to ban the AR-15. Well, there's other guns that'll do just the same thing, exactly the same thing, and we need to have background checks. I'm pretty as far as we know, this guy bought his guns legally.
He did.
And
That's what they said, yeah.
and we need safe storage laws. It's like that's one of your points to stop mass shootings. Safe storage. This guy will. I was gonna go mass shooting today, but it's locked up right now, and I just can't be bothered. No, it's completely silly, and
but they never get down to the root. Why does an 18-year-old want to commit mass murder? How does he get to that point? Yeah, how does he get to that point, right? How is he so isolated or ignored or whatever the causes for it that would be? Because a normal person doesn't want to kill one person, not let alone dozens of people, right? So
yeah.
How do you
especially elementary school kids
that's pretty heinous.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, I'm like, I have many guns. I have no interest in murder. A gun does not equal murder, right?
You murder just as many people as you want to. Zero.
Yeah. Zero. Yeah. It's it's simple as that. Access to guns doesn't make somebody a murderer. It's
no.
Well, and these these kind of things happen in China as well. Like China's got there. What happens is someone will go into a elementary and hack up a bunch of kids with a machete or a meat cleaver or something like that. They have that issue as well. It's not.
Yeah.
We don't hear this. We don't hear about it.
You won't. That kind of news doesn't make it out often.
I'm sure it happens in India. The U.S. is the 3rd most populous country in the world. So there's going to be more murder there than in most countries, right? Based on, per capita.
Yep. Anyways. Yeah, that's American stuff. It affects us because, I don't necessarily know if it does affect us or not. Trudeau takes the time to we're not the U.S. and throw we're going to do some stuff in the next few weeks. There's probably already going to do something in the next few weeks.
He just takes the time to do the virtual signaling that they're going to do something here to stop stuff that happened in the U.S. Right? It's just nonsense.
Don't let a good tragedy go to waste.
Yeah.
If you'd like to help prevent a tragedy of gun confiscation in Canada, donate some money to CCFR. You can send an EMT to finance@firearmsrights.ca. Firearm rights, no S in the middle there.
No, but there is an S on the end of rights.
At the end.
Yeah.
Firearm singular, rights plural.
I hope they we have both those URLs, right? And they just redirect, I assume. That just should happen. I make a mistake all the time.
Yeah.
Let's get on to new gun stuff. New gun stuff is sponsored by Bolt Action Coffee. Bolt Action Coffee makes a small batch roasted coffee that's delicious. Get it to your house by going to boltactioncoffee.com. Discount code SLAMFIRE. The one I wanted to show this week was Luth AR. Luth AR makes some AR stocks, and they have recently made a stock for the 1022. It's a modular chassis. I'm interested. Boy, I think Rick is Rick and Maple Seed, and you guys are onto something with all this rimfire stuff, because it has become so popular internationally. Not just in Canada, but in the US as well. And you can see it in the number of 22 precision rifle chassis. If you told me 10 years ago, I've got a $2,000 22. It's got a precision chassis on it and a scope that I can dial so I can shoot 400 meters. I think you're crazy. But
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Now
Check
you're
out the
crazy
spacey
smart.
looking buttstock on this thing.
I like
Look at
that.
that thing. It's all skeletonized. It's got a couple knobs on there, so you can adjust the cheek height and length of pull. It does look interesting. I'm not
carrying
sure how
those?
much of it.
In Canada, how much?
These just got released in the States. I don't know when we're going to get
Come
them.
on, you're teasing.
190 USD. I don't know who's carrying them. Do you?
Not bad.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
no idea.
Oh.
No
right.
idea.
Well,
They look neat though.
yeah, they do look neat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very.
I love. Look at. Okay. Well, you closed it out. I was gonna say I love the buttstock.
Nice
it looks
butt.
It's
kind of
functional.
It looks
Yeah.
kind of Star Trekky.
Hmm.
When you think about it, it's the USS Enterprise. Just
Sure.
I'm not a big enough nerd. Sorry, I don't know.
Not a big enough
I am.
nerd.
I am.
Who you kidding?
Yeah, you are. Anyways, I'm gonna go look at that while you guys talk about other things.
Well, you can't because we're getting into the main topic. So
Oh, was that it? I feel shortchanged. What is that about?
on new gun stuff,
Yeah.
I've been busy this week. I haven't had that much time to look at the gun nuts. I've been like packing up my van and
More for
getting
next
the
week. More for next.
maple seed stuff sorted out. Hey, do you have some new gun stuff?
I've been busy. And it's not in my
Okay, good.
section.
I'm glad we're both in the same boat.
But it does really look. Oh my gosh, that's nice. I like that. That should. Anyways, okay. Never mind. I pulled it up myself so that I can look at it.
For maple seed loaner rifles. Look how adjustable they are.
I know,
We
right?
don't need any foam. We just like do the knobby thing, adjust the cheek height and the length of pull, and
Yeah.
adjust it.
These are my. Yeah.
Don't have to cut up pool noodles.
True.
Installation. That's what I was doing last night. I was cutting up pool noodles and pipe
We
installation.
would still have to cut up yoga mats, pool noodles, pipe insulation because people are bringing their own rifles. We need to fit out.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, let's get on to the main topics. The main topic is 1 year ago today, we put out a call for some other hosts, and we have those hosts. And they've been with us for a year, and we have some questions for them.
Yes.
Oh boy.
That we've
It's
compiled.
been 1 year.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right, let's get into the news. It's hard hitting. Let's go. Start asking those questions, Adriel.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start with 1 of yours because you've got better questions than me. Why did you submit to the Slamfire Radio co-host?
I like the old questions better.
No, those are bait questions to make Mo and Kyle
Were
think
you
we were going to
worried
talk
that
about
we
some
were gonna
real
ask
weird
you
shit.
How you like to who smells better at night? Anyway,
Do you want me to start?
how do you feel about politics? Do you like turtles?
Do I
that's
look-
good.
Who has better hair, Adriel or Mo?
Wow. Okay.
I like that one. We would have ended on that one. Mhm.
Kyle.
No, those are
definitely
bait
on there.
questions. We get Kelly
We
and I
have-
have real questions.
We have
for you
real
guys.
questions.
Yeah. So
Okay.
why'd you submit to becoming the co-host?
Kyle.
Sure, I'll go first. I'd been listening to Slamfire for quite a while, and basically, like I had been on the show once before,
Mhm.
and I just wanted to be more involved. I was already thinking about starting out my own thing. Then the call come out, and so I said, "Why not?"
By the way, how's that
And-
going for you? Sorry.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I know.
I'm kidding.
It'll be one of those sporadic things that when I
Sporadic, yeah.
get around to it, I'll throw something out there and whatnot. But obviously, this has become the main thing, and it has been fun. I haven't regretted it for a second. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
maybe after the questions tonight, but no.
You'll be regretting it then now. What about you, Mo? Why did you
Honestly,
yeah.
Thursdays was a light night for television, so I had a couple hours to kill after work. So I figured Why not? No, like Kyle, I was listening for a few years and I always enjoyed it. You guys had good personalities and stuff, and it seemed fun. And no kidding. And like I was still on the news side for guns, so I was a little bit nervous. Am I going to know enough to go on there? But I thought I could bring some different stuff, and you know, and it's been great. I enjoy being on with you guys every week, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm learning a lot. Like I listen to you guys talk, and I don't know everything, and I'm just like sponging it up. So
You're absorbing it. Yeah.
absorbing.
Absorbing. You're absorbing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned about kettles of fish. I learned about there's like
Real important
restorative
stuff.
restorative laws. I've learned a lot of stuff on Thursday nights. It's been a blessing.
Okay. A blessing. Sometimes it's not so much a blessing as
A curse.
some of your co-hosts aren't so much of a blessing. Me. Let's talk about over the last year. Like what's resonated with you? What's some of your favorite moments or some of the things that had the biggest impact on you over the last year, specifically with Slimefire?
You asking me to move more often on camera, so that's had a big impact on me. Uh, no, just talking guns and learning about more about them, and listen. Like I said, listening to you guys and learning, and so that's been a big impact in being more into the firearms community. And I mean, I was into it before, but now I have a even bigger passion for it, right? So that's what I'm getting out of it for sure.
Cool.
Half.
I don't know how to answer this question. Like I knew Adriel before, didn't know Kelly before,
Yeah.
didn't know Mo before. So gaining a couple friends and getting to know Adriel better, that's definitely a big part in some of the banter that goes on off the air and whatnot. The opportunity for hearing, getting stuff. If I'm curious about something or I'm doing something, there's people out there that will comment or send an email or whatever. It's just becoming a bigger part of the community and experiencing the community even more than I did even before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how creeped out are you both about being recognized?
I'm not. It happened once, so I'm not creeped out at all.
It's
I was recognized more before when we had 3 guns all the time than I get
Oh,
recognized
okay.
for Slamfire. So
Yeah. Well, what about you?
I don't know. I guess I made a good friend out of it because the guy Louis I mentioned quite a bit. He introduced himself at a match, and we've been friends since, so that was pretty cool. And some other people have I don't get creeped out, but it's funny when I hear people say, they'll repeat back to me what I said about on the show, and it's like, oh yeah, people are listening to that. So
Yeah, they are.
because sometimes I'm just talking. Obviously, I'm talking out. It's not scripted. I'm talking off the top of my head. So then I'm like reminded of stuff I say. So it's like, oh, that's kind of cool and scary
It's
at the
hard
same
to,
time.
yeah,
Quite frankly, it's not creepy at all. It's kind of cool. And
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but
Yeah.
it's like, but people are listening to what you say, so
yes.
you can't,
I
And those
find it.
people. Go ahead.
I find it
Adrian.
hard to talk to those guys about other stuff because I'm like, oh yes, I've been doing this, and like, yeah, you mentioned that on a show. I'm like, oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now what do I talk about? all the interesting thing. Oh, I got this interesting thing I found out. Yeah, you told me. You said it right. Yeah,
you're out of material, right?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And you get to meet new neighbors
Yeah.
and
And mailmen,
have
and yeah.
mailmen and not. So,
A little,
Doug,
like, yeah.
Doug, I gave us a little bit of comment. He says he's glad that Mo's there because he would have as much gray hair as me if he had any. So
I'm getting more gray. I'm almost there. Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been your best gun purchase in the last year?
Ooh, good question.
Oh,
Crossing my fingers, hoping you'd say it.
I bought so much stuff, so I'm thinking,
Gun
like
related. It doesn't have to be a gun. Maybe it's a piece of
I really like my Tanfolio stock too, the extreme version. It's
Yeah.
it's I mean, it's a great gun to shoot. I enjoy like working with it, and it's kind of sexy too. So that's important to me. Um, that's. I'm trying to think of anything else.
I think you probably have enjoyed the Tanfoglio the most.
I definitely shoot it the most because I'm shooting it like almost every
week.
week, and then the rest of the stuff,
Yep.
sits in the safe, and I take it out once in a while, right? So
Yeah, and you've
it,
changed so much since you were using a Glock, were you not? When you
no,
first
I was
did?
Shadow too, but I also tried the Gucci Glock, which I didn't
Oh,
shoot
that's right,
well.
Gucci Glock. Yeah.
Which I didn't shoot well, and I think it's because of my grip, and I was like sliding down on the mag release, and that's probably the reason that's those issues were happening. It wasn't the gun; it was definitely me. But yeah, the Tanfoglio gets the most attention for sure, most love. Kyle,
Okay.
It's nice to have a like a reliable gun that you know
Mhm.
really well that just works, and you just use it, and it becomes less of a gadget. You don't care about the features on it and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, no, that's my match gun. I take that to the matches. It works. I do my thing. It does its thing, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Mo is very still.
Move, Mo.
He's gotta move.
Blink.
Mo.
Yeah.
Tell us
Oh,
you're
he
alive.
might actually be frozen.
Oh,
Yeah, he is.
crap. Not that we know any difference from any other time, but hey. Kidding.
Kyle, what about you?
Kidding.
Best gun purchase? Well, it's got to be the Wrangler.
Really?
No.
I was hoping
Actually, I didn't have many, but I would say the Zev
Yeah.
Z09.
Yeah.
That one. It's
So what do you think is your best purchase?
that's what I think my best purchase was the Zev Z09.
No, but why?
Why?
Yeah.
It's a very unique pistol because there's not many that are cut for that Delta Point Pro, and it's just I've enjoyed the little bit I've shot it.
Okay.
And it's probably is the best gun I've bought in the last year. So
Okay.
I haven't bought a lot of guns this year.
Oh, okay. That was actually my next follow-up question. And Mo's buffering, so we'll continue with you there, Hef. So, do you think that being on the show is basically is it emptying your pocketbook or what? Are you buying more guns because you're on the show? Hi, Mo.
can I answer that
Well,
question?
Sure, just a
Go
second.
for it, Mo.
Yeah, I'm going broke being on the show. So. Yeah, there is a temptation to like have to buy something to have more to talk about. I definitely think so, right? And then I hear you guys talking about all this stuff, and then the urge goes up to buy more things, right? So yes, the answer is yes.
The answer is always yes. That's a good answer. What about you?
The desire to buy more has been there, but I have expensive taste. So the money hasn't been there to to buy more. I'm unlike Adriel, I'm not happy buying a $300 over and under.
You want
basically
a
$3,000 over and under at minimum. So yeah, that's my problem. I'm expensive taste.
So how's that work within the relationship? Now that Crystal has her pal, is it working out better?
It hasn't changed.
Okay, good. That means you'll be buying.
Actually, I gotta say this, and especially on air, I am very fortunate.
Yeah, you are.
Very fortunate. She knows basically everything that's down there. Gets a little scared when we start counting them out, but especially when we start pricing stuff out. But
oh no, don't do that. No.
I made that mistake once, and she actually gave me crap. She's like, "Why would you do that?" But
yeah, don't add them up. Oh no.
But I am extremely fortunate because she doesn't complain about how many matches I would shoot. Like there hasn't been many the last few years, but a few years ago I was going every weekend someplace and dragging them along or going by myself, and the constant practice, and never heard two words about it.
Yeah.
And actually enjoyed coming along. So I am very fortunate.
Yeah. She's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She puts up with my crap, so.
Yeah.
to
And we have
one of those.
some great after show moments as well, especially with
Yeah.
Gage when he jumps in and that.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
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 So, go ahead, Adriel.
What shooting tip has made the biggest impact for you, if you've had one in the last year,
Yeah.
or just a reminder, one that you knew before, but it's always nice to be reminded of, and it made a difference?
Go ahead, Mo. I'm
For
thinking.
me, I guess it was Trevor that said about. I mean, I should have known this about keeping my hands together, like making sure that they were, kind of meeting on the pistol, right? So that was something I wasn't doing well enough. So I definitely worked on that in the dry fire practice and stuff, and it's definitely helped. So
Awesome.
I was
He
just talking
was-
to someone about that on Monday. Same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, coming together.
Wealth of knowledge. And he diagnosed that almost immediately, didn't he?
yeah, so no, it was great. It was good. I really appreciate that he said that, and it definitely helped. So,
It's fantastic. Russ
Coach.
wants
Good coach.
Russ wants everybody to donate to the Slamfire Radio so we can buy more guns to talk about on what we did in guns.
it's a fantastic
Sounds
idea.
great.
I think so too.
It's one of the reasons why I buy like that BiCal. I don't need an over under, but there's no content on it, or no decent content on it. There's some UK guy saying like, "It's great. Look at me, watch me break some birds." It's like, that's not a review video. No.
That's an opinion. It doesn't have any validation.
Yeah.
So
I know guys that can pick up any shotgun and break clays.
Yeah, like an accomplished clay shooter could probably pick up like a Mossberg 500 and start banging them off. Like that part doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, Kyle, you're up.
I would say I can't think of a particular tip, but just the opportunity to hear like Mo, he shoots more matches than any of us, and hearing about certain struggles that he has and going back and thinking about those on my own, or even recapping a match I've done and talking about the struggles I had at a match or stuff I've screwed up on, has really helped with just refreshing or running it in through my mind and further ingraining it. Just being able to talk about it or think, oh, they had this issue. What did I do before? And
yeah.
or
even having therapy sessions.
Yeah, it's good. The
Or
therapy.
just digging in, like
a good grilling. Yeah.
Why'd you do that? Why are you such a bad shooter?
What did you learn now? Yeah.
It's just an intelligence issue, or
Stop doing that.
Is there a hand slap button?
I really gotta get buttons with sound effects programmed here.
Yeah. So that's just being able to talk about it and learn from each other as well.
Well, it definitely helps because it just further ingrains and you get to hear other people's opinion on it too, maybe a different point of view. But just the more you think about something, it's going to be further ingrained, and next time out, you're going to end up doing better, especially if you're thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. True. And we also get to interact also with listeners, and they're able to give us some great helpful hints and that too.
For sure.
Yeah. So talking about it is group therapy. Like, let's be real. So,
Pew
all right.
therapy.
So Mo, this was actually one of the reasons I think that we really liked about you and your presentation to us about being on the show, and I think that you've added to the show is you wanted to be more actively involved in shooting. And so what advice do you have people who want to get more actively involved in our shooting sports and then also advocate as well? So I know that it was part of your whole interview process of why you came on. Well, but has it changed at all, or?
I'm not like ROing or anything yet, but I do like volunteer to to help set up and tear down, and I do get involved in that from that perspective.
Hmm.
And then like down the road, I'm gonna want to be more involved in like even setting up matches and stuff, but I
Okay.
haven't started that yet. But I would say to anybody, like, don't, like, if you see the competition shooters, whatever it is, like, don't be nervous and not, afraid to like get in there and start asking questions and how you can actually participate and stuff. For the people that are a little bit intimidated by that, like, just try to get in there. And I find that everybody's really great, like, and
Hmm.
patient, and no one is going to start shouting. I mean, as long as you're safe, no one's going to start shouting at you and saying, no, you're not doing this right. Like, it again, it's all about, if you're safe, then everything else is,
Yeah.
people are very patient, and
Did
encouraging. And like, I like with like the IPSC matches, if somebody's, having their first match post black badge, that, people are very patient with that stuff. So
yeah, they are.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Have you gone up to Remy or somebody said, "Hey, I'm Mo from Slimefire. You know me?"
I always no, I don't do that. No, I always introduce myself to the match
I'm
directors. I
kidding.
I
Yeah.
make a point of doing that. Like, when I went to Barry, I did it. Yeah, that I do, and I'm always like, I'm very big on. I'm
Yes.
very big on manners. So
Yes,
I
you are.
always, after every, like, we're done at, stages at a certain range, and before we walk away, I'm very big on saying thank you to all the
Volunteers, the
ROs and
RROs.
whoever's
Yeah.
there patching or whatever. Like, I mean, a lot of people do it, which is nice, but I'm like, I'm always, that's important to me, right? Just to say
Yeah.
thank you and see you next time, whatever. Just so
You're
yeah,
really great. You also volunteered to help set up and also tear down as well. And I think that is that something that
yeah,
you think that if we had more people doing it, we
yeah.
would
Well,
have.
we definitely need more people doing it, right? Because,
Right.
it's always going to fall to and I wish I could do it more. It's just that I do it for the places that I'm close to. And the
Yeah.
teardown, I can always, if I'm in the last squad, I'm always going to stay. I'm not going to bail out. But the setup is a little bit harder when the place is a few hours away and you're shooting the next day.
Mhm.
That's a bit tough, right? So
Yeah.
it more falls, I guess, on the local people, right? So,
Hmm.
and if gas wasn't $2.50 a liter or
I know,
whatever.
right? But yeah. What about you, Kyle? How can people become more actively involved, or what have you done to become more actively involved in promoting it? Because we
Kyle's
need to.
pretty actively involved.
I know, right?
I gotta say, I haven't, besides adding the show to it, I haven't really changed anything. I've always been. I got thrown into running 3-gun matches after my first 3-gun match up here in Grand Prairie.
How'd you
That's
get
what I'm
So
saying.
roped?
Like,
How
Mo,
did you
like,
get roped into it?
you have more match experience than Kyle or I. I think you've shot more matches. You could probably RO.
yeah,
Oh,
probably.
could I? Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
know
yeah.
I could. I
Yeah.
know I could. It's just I'm not ready for it. Like,
And
yeah.
the way it ends up happening. So I shot my first, well, I guess it was probably my second 3-gun match, but my first 3-gun match up here. And I went to one of the guys organizing and I asked, hey, I'd like to get more involved, help with, preparing for the next one. And next thing I know, he said, okay, fine, here you go, take it.
You're running it now.
yeah, you're running it now.
Somebody looking to unload right
First day
now.
on the job, next day you're president, just like that.
Yeah. Oh my
Well,
God, it means
I have
somebody's
climbed the ranks
volunteering.
in the gun club, and
Yeah.
I have that thing. I'm not as busy as Kelly is, but locally, I'm very involved with the club. I help out with other clubs if I can, whether it's set up, tear down, whatever. If I were to say anybody how to get involved, just ask.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you, if someone asks me if they want to get more involved, I'm not just going to hand it to them and say, "Here, it's yours, take it over." But there's always something to do, and I would preface with, you don't have to like take everything on and do everything that like people like Kelly does. Like, Kelly takes on every bloody thing that comes across her plate.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're all seem very active in it, but you don't have to be that active. Every little bit of help
Yeah, it does.
helps.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
helps set up. There's ranges that have cleanup days or whatever, you change backstops, volunteer to change some backstops, anything. And it's going to, from experience and from a person who always looking for people to help out with that stuff, any little bit is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, it is.
And it usually gets paid back in some way or shape or form tenfold.
Yeah, it does.
So
Yeah,
that's,
it does.
Yeah.
Hey, Adria, you got a question for him?
Which guest would you like to bring on? If you could take your pick of guest.
Oh, for me,
okay.
Yeah, you.
I have one. So, do you guys know who Tom Gresham is from Gun Talk Radio? He's been around. He's done everything. He's like written for newspapers, Guns and Ammo, like a bunch of guns magazines. His father was in the business. His son is now in the business. Like he knows, and I listen to his, and it blows my mind because he does a talk radio show that airs on terrestrial radio stations in the US, which imagine it like that happening in Canada. We'd have like gun talk on regular radio stations, and I listen because I listen to the podcast. So and he has like, I guess, millions of listeners, right?
Yep.
It's a big, like it's a,
yeah.
and like I said, he's been doing it for decades. So I just think it would be pretty cool to have him on. So that's
Awesome.
why.
Okay.
Kyle?
We have Russ.
The name I come up with, I know it wouldn't happen because I know his stance on doing podcasting. It's only very few that he goes on, but you know what? Matt Carricker from Demo Ranch.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be, yeah.
Okay, now your missions is to actually go and make it happen.
Yeah, I had to pick an impossible one. Yeah.
We're just gonna stalk these people till we either get them on or we end up arrested.
Yeah, figure it out.
The cool thing, like they're all people, just like
Yeah.
we're people.
Mhm.
And,
Yeah.
and a lot of the big name guests that we've had on, we just send them an email or send them a Facebook message and say, hey, we're a part of Canada's #1 gun podcast. Would you like to come on for half an hour and chat about guns? And that's all we've had to do to bring on like Hickok 45 and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, he's been on the show.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool when you really think about it.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
This was not in the last like 3 years, because I would have heard in the last 3 years.
No, a little bit older than that.
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago was the last time he was on.
We've had Hickok 45. We've had Ian from Forgotten Weapons a couple of times, and yeah.
We've had some really good Keith Garcia. For those of you Three Gun
remember
fans.
that one.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, my dying question I was going to ask him. What's Keanu Reeves really like? Like
everyone says he's super nice, like the nicest
yeah.
person on earth. So
you got to ask something creepy. What's he smell like? You don't know? Can you get me close to him within 10 meters or so? I'll figure it out.
He was super nice, by the way. And
that's for you, Kelly, not for me.
What does he smell like?
Well, it's more creepy when it comes from you.
Oh my god!
A little bit
too.
Anyways,
I wish to have Johnny Depp and Amber Heard on the show. I think that would be interesting.
Together? Yeah.
Having them read their texts out loud, that would be.
Oh, that would be
probably do very well for the show. Yeah.
I had a conversation with Ian last night. Yeah, it was last night. I said, listen, what he's been doing a lot of reviewing.
Yeah.
Runkle of the Bailey. He is Ian Runkle, who does Runkle of the Bailey, and he's firearms law and all that. But he's been covering the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp suit down in the U.S. I said, here's a suggestion. The psychologist that was just on, that is considered an expert, that's real cray. Why don't you actually go and review him and his testimony and how it's going to impact? This has nothing to do with guns, by the way.
Yeah.
But I thought, so I had a little bit of conversation with him tonight. Hopefully he'll do it, because I think it'd be really interesting. But he's been having fun. He's going to go down, and he's going to be there for the closing arguments and that as well. So good for him. And not only that, he had one video that was viewed 300 times in a day and a half. 300,000.
1,000. Yeah,
300,000 in a day and a half. I'm going, holy crap, man. Good for him
that's
though.
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
That's
any
it
more
for
questions, Kelly?
questions, right?
We
We're
good?
done.
Nah.
I kind of want to ask some of our joke questions here.
Okay, let's
Oh boy. Oh, boy.
yeah. Why don't we actually talk about one more before we get into those really hard hitting questions? What other is your favorite podcast besides this one? Obviously, this is your favorite. You're on it.
It's my
What
favorite,
other
yeah.
recommendations do you have for our listeners that you listen to other podcasts that you really think are really cool?
Gun related?
Doesn't have to be.
Doesn't have to be.
Whatever you want.
I think. Well, gun related, I like Three Gun Show.
Yeah, it's
Like
good.
how he's
Dave Hartman.
Well, for me, I listen to
Go ahead, Mo. Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say Gun Talk Radio, but I mentioned it already, so I listen to every episode. So
Okay.
Nice.
I
Anything
enjoy
else?
it. I just started listening to that Hit Factor show that I mentioned earlier. So
Okay.
that's pretty good.
Perfect.
Because it's more specific to, well, it's USPSA shooting, but still like it applies to IPSC as well, right?
And you're learning so much from it too. Stuff
Yeah.
you can talk about on our podcast too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Rimfire Nation. Yeah, that's a good podcast.
Yeah.
Demo
I got
I
Rant.
one
like
that-
I like Stoger's podcast. The audio is like garbage on it, and
Yeah, that's the only thing I don't like about it. It's just
they put no effort towards like
No,
production or anything
no.
like that. But they'll have like 3 or 4 grandmasters like shooting the shit about shooting, and sometimes someone will email in, and it's hilarious. Like they all know the answer. There is an answer. There's no like, no,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it's this or that. No, there is an answer. They have different ways of like talking about it, but it makes shooting much more scientific when you can think when there's an answer to all these problems. Oh, you're doing this. Those guys have each taught like hundreds of people, so they all know.
Yeah.
Oh, when I see this, that's that. Like just like Kelly or I diagnosing someone with maple seed, right? That sounds like a disease. Diagnosing them with maple seed, but
It's the new monkey.
but if we see a certain pattern on a target, we've seen it like a million times. We know exactly what's going on. So
I know what's
it's,
happening. Do you know what's happening? By the end
No,
of
not
our
really.
mission, by the end of today, is for you to understand what's happening there, and you go to fix it, and you know how to fix it as well.
Yeah.
Because then we do our job.
Yeah, they just got to work on the audio quality. That's all.
Just throw it through
he-
levelator.
he
It's
is
so
also
quiet.
so
I got
random
crank.
too.
Yeah.
He's random a bit,
Yeah.
I
but
do have one that I make sure I catch weekly. I watch, and it has nothing to do with guns. Well, once in a while it does, but it's just for pure dumb entertainment. It's called Unsubscribe Podcast. Actually, Demo Ranch has been on there twice. And it's Batty, a guy. He's a streamer on Twitch. I watch him. Donut Operator and Eli Double Tap.
Okay.
So it's got nothing to do with guns. It's just dumb entertainment. But yeah, if you might not be for everybody, isn't for everybody, but it is. I laugh my ass off with it. So
Nice.
awesome. Okay.
Cool.
All right. Now we get into the questions that everybody's dying to know the answers to. Adriel. All right, go ahead.
Do you want to just like lightning round them?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. One or two word answers. How'd you get so good at shooting, Kyle?
practice, then I stopped, and now I'm not good anymore.
Cool. Mo?
Not yet.
Why do you smell so different when you're sleeping, Kyle?
Because I sweat. I'm a hot sleeper.
Mo? It's different.
I don't smell myself while I'm sleeping. I don't know.
Good answer. Good answer. What's the worst thing you've ever done in your life?
Oh.
Wow.
I don't know.
Worst thing I've done in my life. Oh my
Our
god.
lightning round.
Okay,
Come on.
skip.
Yeah.
Do you like turtles, Kyle?
Yes,
Yes.
Well,
they're
turtle
tasty.
lovers here. Okay, this is a 4-parter. How do you feel about? And you only have one sentence to answer. How do you feel about politics, religion, abortion, and hockey, Kyle?
Politics is bullshit. Religion, I have a faith. Abortion, don't care. Your body, your choice. I'm against it. Hockey, take or leave it till playoffs and the Flames are trying to win.
Mo, politics, religion, abortion, hockey.
Politics, fed up with the current government. Religion, I'm an atheist. What was the other one?
Abortion.
Abortion, I don't have an opinion. And what's the last one?
Never done it. No.
Not that I'm aware of. No. And hockey, I'm not much of a hockey fan. So
Oh my God.
yeah, I'm more like
Really? Are you
yeah,
really?
more
Are you truly
basketball,
Canadian?
football. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not when it comes to hockey, no.
Okay.
Finally, who has better hair, Mo or Adriel? Kyle.
I'm gonna say Adriel because you got that nice pattern going on. You got a little bit of gray, a little bit of brown. You know.
I think it's just age. Give him a couple of years. He'll catch up with Mo.
I'll age out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gray out.
He'll age out.
Who has better hair, Mo or Adriel? Mo.
You have better hair.
Bunch of yes men around here. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
right.
wrap.
I
up
haven't
that
won
main
any
topic.
hair competitions in the last few decades. I'll put it that
Okay.
way.
I think you guys have gone through and passed your 1 year
Ooh,
check
it's
ride.
over.
It
It's
is
over?
over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Solid B plus. Pass.
Yeah.
You say D or B?
D.
Yeah, I think he said
Delta
D.
or Bravo?
Delta.
D works,
As long
right?
as it's not a mic, right? As long as it's not a mic.
Yeah, no mic. I hate that word.
All right, let's get into listener feedback. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, hot Cerakoting, hot yoga, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearms accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca.
Actually, I've seen Denis. I think he can do hot yoga now.
I think anyone can do hot yoga, right? Just like sweat your ass off and I don't know.
Pay the money, go to the place, and
child pose on the floor. That's basically laying on the floor.
Face first, just prone, supine position.
The laying down position.
Anything that we missed on the Facebook comments? I'm just
Nope.
trying to go through.
All right. Here. New question. One that's been late right in by Doug Roddenbush. Ready? Ready? Mo, who has better hair? Kells or me? You're supposed to answer.
Doug's wearing a hat in the picture. So you're wearing a hat too, though.
I know, right?
I'm going with Doug.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Okay. There's been no other feedback.
Thank goodness.
See here, Doug was saying Rust-Oleum for the refinishing on the 3030. I assume that's a 3030.
Yep.
They're all 3030s. All those old lever guns are always a 3030. Let's see. Russ was saying how he had a skeet come backwards from the high house, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that would be.
And
sorry, guys.
I don't think there was a bunch else. Oh, Russ was also saying that he belongs to 2 clubs and doesn't know if it's COVID or the economy or lack of ammo, but they're not seeing full shoots or big turnouts for regular shooting. Everything that I see is like full in Alberta. Everything's full. Maple Sleeves are all full. 3-gun matches all sell out. IPSC matches sell out. They all sell out in like a minute or 2. Maybe 2 if you're lucky.
We're seeing it down south in Ontario. We're seeing things sell out too. So it might be that we're more populated and we don't have to drive 10 hours to get to someplace. Maybe.
Hmm.
I do think that
be.
I do think that inflation, the price of ammo and the price of gas to get to someplace may have an impact on people though. And
The comeback-
availability.
Availability. Yeah, availability.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The Quebec matches haven't been selling out.
Yeah.
So
Well, and especially with fuel prices, you could say, yeah, economy, so the cost of travel. And then, yeah, with ammo prices and availability, it's probably a lot of it.
it's like doubled, right? A lot of things have just doubled. So
Yeah.
Hi, Nate.
Yeah.
Adriel's,
And
Adriel's buying the good beer for you. Yeah, it's good to see you.
And well, availability is probably an issue. And then for Quebec matches, you've like like how many ammo manufacturers actually make ammo that's printed in both English and French? Like that's probably a requirement to get ammo down there, right? So it's probably really hard to get that stuff, right?
Really?
Enough millimeter.
no.
So
He's
somebody
just
who's
making stuff up.
yeah, somebody with the last name of Michaud,
No.
right?
Yeah.
All right, that's all we've got from there. Emails. If you'd like to email us, send an email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. And if you'd like to help support the show, head on over to patreon.com and look for Slamfire Radio, and we'll send you a patch. I have 2 patches to mail out that I will soon. Shout outs. Kelly.
I just want to give a shout out to Mo and Hef for being such great additions to the show. You guys really round us out, and you're always a ton of fun. And I feel like I've made 2 new friends. So thank you for coming on. Thanks for applying, and thanks for sticking it the year, and thanks for not quitting on us.
I think I got one more year in me, and then
Yeah. No, seriously though, no, you guys have added so much to the show. So thank you for that.
thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks.
My shout out is to the Slamfire Radio writing crew behind the scenes that came up with all those questions. They were interesting,
Creative. Yes.
creative. Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle?
Well, I guess this is just a circle of love because I'd like to shout out my co-hosts and making this last year fun and give me something to look forward to every Thursday night.
Yeah, our therapy sessions.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Awesome.
Adriel, do you have also one of the biggest circle of love?
You stole mine, Kelly. Like I had that in the bag. I didn't write it down because I didn't want you to steal it, and you got it.
Yeah, I went first.
Sharing a brain. I guess I couldn't do it, but I'll go off script. I'm gonna shout out the guys at Sherwood Park. They're running a national range day. They're running a 3-gun match.
they're
They're
busy.
doing Thursday night fun shoots. They're doing a ton of cool stuff, and I wish I could do more of it. But anything that comes up on my calendar where it's like, oh, I've got a clear spot for that, I take it. They're doing some good things over there, and
Awesome.
takes work, and it's very much appreciated that they're putting in the work to get there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Check us on Gun Owners Canada, like us on Facebook, join CCFR, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye, everybody.